we do have with us Dr. Hasan Shaheed. He is a Bangladesh origin robotics scientist and a pioneer in solar-powered drone technology. I don't want to give too much away. Let's just go straight to him, and of course, we will speak about it then. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the show.
Assalam.
How are you today?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I have so much to ask you. I've come across your work. It's all over the media. It's something that we don't see a lot in our community, robots. We don't talk about robots a lot. I mean, it's something we talk about everywhere else, but just not in the Bangladeshi community. So tell me a little bit about your background. I understand you're from Borishal in Bangladesh. And
Yeah, that's right.
You've completed your education in Bangladesh as well.
Yeah, that's right.
So tell me a little bit about completed your education in Bangladesh and found yourself having a career in the robotics field in London.
I was born in Borishal and I completed my schooling from Borishal Cadet College. As you know, SSC, Secondary School Certificate, kind of equivalent to GCSE here, and also HSC, Higher Secondary School Certificate, which is A level here actually. I completed from Borishal Cadet College and I stood third in Jeshore Education Board in both SSC and HSC. Then I got admitted to Dhaka University, Applied Physics and Electronics. I completed honors, BSc, Bachelor of Science, and also MSc from Applied Physics and Electronics. I got the first position in both BSc and MSc. And then I was a teacher for Dhaka University for about 1 year and 4 months. And at that time, because my aim was to get a scholarship to do PhD, and one of the prestigious scholarship is Commonwealth Scholarship.
Yes.
So I got the Commonwealth Scholarship in my first attempt to do PhD in Sheffield.
That's amazing. I will interrupt you there. I mean, it is very difficult, of course. I mean, I understand it's very difficult to get into cadet college and then to go on to secure a Commonwealth scholarship. It's not an easy thing to do. So how did you accomplish that? Did you have a mentor? Who guided you through the process?
Yeah, for the cadet college, it was my brother. Yeah, and from family. And later part, you start and you see the future. So there was no further guidance from the family. It was mainly my teacher, who guided me up to Dhaka University. And then you know what is future. Each step you complete and you discuss with your friends, from your teachers what is the next step. So that's how, because when I got Commonwealth scholarship, or when you become teacher in the university, the first thing you think about is to complete your PhD, because you're in education. Yes. And what are the options? The best option is Commonwealth.
Yes.
And Monoboshu is another one who was very famous from Japan, but definitely Commonwealth is much more prestigious and people aim to secure it. And the way Commonwealth happens, actually, it takes part of your performance in your SSC, HSC, and honors and masters, because my performance was good in all.
Amazing, probably.
So that's why for the first time, meaning at the first stage, first attempt, I got Commonwealth.
Amazing. And of course, you then decided a career in robotics, like, the robotics, the science around it. How did you decide, this was the sort of field I want to go down?
The thing is, one thing lead to others.
Yes.
So when I was a teacher, when you want to do PhD, then some of our teachers were already doing PhD abroad, and 2 of them were doing PhD at the Sheffield University in robotics. So, and then that makes life easy for you, where to get admitted, because from Bangladesh at that time there was no internet, there was there was, but it was not that level actually.
Yeah, it was limited access.
Limited access. So most information was from teachers. We did not search a lot of university. When we apply for a Commonwealth scholarship, you have to select 3 universities. So because I knew Sheffield University is a good university and 2 of my teachers were there, so I selected, and it was robotics. So and our teachers used to tell stories about robots a lot. So that's how the journey began with robotics.
Of course. And I mean, when you moved from Bangladesh to the UK, was it challenging for you to adapt to that sort of lifestyle? How did you find it at first?
Yeah, it was myself alone, definitely it was a bit difficult at the initial stage, but there was a very good community in Sheffield, especially Bangladeshi community in Sheffield was very helpful, and some of my teachers were already there, so they made my life quite easy and very good for
Amazing.
at the initial stage.
Amazing. So, of course, I know we have a little guest with us today. I say little, but it really is a big achievement. One of your leading, of course, finds, which is the solar drone. Could you tell me a little bit about this, of course, achievement?
Yeah, what happens while I was in Sheffield, I completed my PhD in robotics,
Yes.
and one of my fellow actually friend, he was doing research in helicopter.
Okay.
So, so when I submitted my thesis, I had some time, and because in research you collaborate on things can be applied to other things. So some of the techniques I applied to my robot can also be applied to helicopters. So
Okay.
we were living in the same dormitory, and we decided that we can do some research together. And we did some research together on the helicopter we published. And immediately after PhD, I got an offer from, definitely I applied to Queen Mary University of London. And I purchased the same helicopter. It's a feedback, it's a company to do my research. So that's how research began with helicopter. And the issue, and then helicopter and quad rotor drones is quite similar. It's 4 rotor, 2 rotor. I don't want to go to the technical side.
I wish you could. I do want to learn more, but of course.
Okay. So what happens, and the quad rotor drone has a very, you will understand its limitations, that it can only fly about 30 minutes with battery.
Okay.
So if you want to film an area for a long time, and filming for even filming purpose like broadcasting or anything, if you want to film in a forest, 30 minutes is not enough. You see, so you want to increase the endurance, the time of the the drone technology, and definitely one of the available source of energy is sunlight.
Yes.
So from there I moved to solar drone, and at that time there was no solar drone.
No, of course.
And with my student Ali Abid Ali, who we started the first third year project, BN's project, and we made the first solar drone in the world at that time. And that was in 2012. And then next year, in the technology, actually you take energy from sun and you power the battery.
Yes.
So next year we wanted to fly the drone without any battery, when direct sun energy going to the different propeller that help moves the drone actually. And we were successful just to lift it up, and that made history, because it was possible, meaning we showed it is possible to lift a drone up from the ground with just solar energy with battery.
Yes.
So that research continued, and that was 7 students.
That's a big team.
Group students, 7 group students, and I had my colleague with me as well. And at that time, what happened, because our bread and butter comes from research. Everyone knows that's our aim. So I wanted to recruit, because there are 7 students, few of them are very good. All of them are good. Recruit some of them as PhD student, and it needs a grant on all sorts of things.
There's a lot of things involved.
Access, and they were interested, but I could not manage to recruit because of the lack of funding from their side, from our side. Finally, Ali convinced 1 year after that, he wants to do PhD on the drone, and I was very excited. And I managed to arrange some. It's not a grant; it's that he works in the university, and that will give his living expenses. And because he was a home student, so there was limited tuition fees. So somehow I managed to recruit him, and when we together worked on the project. It was a 4 years project, which ended up with the world's, at this moment, world's smallest solar drone so far.
And this is on our show. Do you mind showing our guests?
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I can show it.
Great.
It's with me at this moment.
How exciting.
So 2 things I want to show. When you see the solar panel on the rooftop, so this is one of the cell. Yeah. So this is a single cell.
Yes.
Yeah, and a panel is made of many of these cells,
Correct.
But our solar drone, we didn't even use on cell. So it's less than, we used half of it
Half of it,
actually,
okay.
and we made different strip to enhance the energy. So this is the drone.
Amazing.
Yeah, so
Wow.
this is the propeller I mentioned, so
Yes.
energy goes here to rotate and that's lifted up. So there's the drone. And as you can see, we had to make everything so light to make it fly with a small amount of energy. So the dimension of the drone is 15, the main frame is 15 centimeter by 15
There's a lot
centimeter.
of technicals
A
to
lot
this,
of
of
technical
course.
thing, and weight is just
Yes.
71 gram.
71 grams.
Yeah, that's the
Amazing.
yeah.
Okay. I mean, I think for me, the main question is once you accomplished this, what was the feeling like? You saw it work, you saw it in action. What was your feeling like?
Yeah, we were excited, and
Yes.
because we are academics, we want to publish. The
Yes.
first thing is that we wanted to
course.
publish in a very good journal. It was COVID time when
A very difficult time, of course,
difficult
as
time all
everyone
those
can
things
remember.
happened. We targeted
Yes.
few of the journals. Nature is one of the top journal, so we targeted some of, and within Nature there are many journals
Yes.
actually. So one of the top journals, Nature Communications. So we targeted that, and it goes to 3 reviewers. We convinced 2 of them were happy to publish it. Third one came again and again, and new questions. It's not his. I'm not saying he has the right to ask a lot of questions. Actually, we could not convince him actually. So we went to another journal. It's also Nature. It's Nature Nature Group Scientific Report. So after 3 iterations, we were able to publish in Nature. So
Amazing.
Nature Scientific Reports.
Of course, I mean, with this big accomplishment, the only right question would be, what is your next sort of project that you're working towards?
Yeah, there are a number of projects. Solar drone is one of them.
Yes.
So because the earlier drones made news, and we published papers, so people from different parts, especially the researcher. So I actually was recruited in addition to Ali, I recruited 2 other students.
Okay.
So with one of them, we made a full-fledged bigger drone flying with solar and battery. And he is now a lecturer at Sheffield Hallam University.
Amazing.
Ali worked in Dyson, and he moved to another university. Sorry,
So-
another company. And then last year I started work with the company. Company sponsored a PhD student, and we are trying actually. Hopefully, we don't know. We hope what's happening actually. We want to make a solar quad plane, a small sized. Company is interested to it. So company sponsored that
Amazing,
student.
wow.
So we are working on it, but most of the money it will be owned by company, but we will do our part of the work.
Of course.
And then this year, in addition to that student, we have a discussion with the company that company will give us, because company will want to make that quad plane, but for our work, we want to recruit 3 researchers, 2 after PhD, postdoc we call, and on PhD. And we have asked them about $750,000. But we have asking from them.
Wow, yes.
Because we need to
Of
approve
course you need it.
3 researchers.
Yeah.
We are asking from them, and companies is still considering. So we are at that stage.
Well, hopefully, inshallah, they do consider. I mean, I've had an amazing time talking about this because it's not every day that you come across someone, a leading scientist, of course, in robotics, who can tell you about this drone that he's created with his team. And of course, I know you're so big on mentoring and, teaching students, but I wish I could talk more, but we really are short on time. But thank you so much for being on the show today. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I really hope to have you next time as well.
No
Please
problem.
make sure to come back.
So we just concentrated on research, but there is other colonoscopy type capsule robot research, and there is also prosthetic hands that we are doing research on.
Maybe that's something for another show.
So for another show. Thank you very much for inviting me.